What if I told you that the people who post the least on social media are often the most confident? Think about it for a second. We all know folks who seem to share absolutely everything, every single vacation, every meal, every minor achievement. But then there are others who just disappear for months at a time. And yet, when you see them in person, they seem happier than ever.
It kind of makes you wonder, right? Like, are they insecure? Are they hiding something from us? Is there some specific reason they aren't blasting their lives across the internet for everyone to see? Or have they discovered something the rest of us haven't? Today, we're breaking down the fascinating psychology behind people who rarely post their photos online. And honestly, by the end of this explainer, you might completely rethink your own relationship with social media. Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1. Escaping the validation trap. To really grasp why some people choose not to post, we first got to look at exactly what happens to our brains when we do. Most people don't even realize it's happening, but every notification, every like, and every single comment you get acts as a tiny dopamine reward in your brain. It's a literal chemical hit. That is exactly why checking platforms like Instagram or Facebook can become so incredibly addictive. You are literally wired to crave that next digital reward. But people who rarely post, they often manage to break this cycle by making a really crucial mindset shift. They stop depending on that external validation. Instead of holding up their phone and asking, "Do people like my life?" they look inward and ask, "Do I like my life?" That one small internal mindset shift, it absolutely changes everything about how you interact with the world. Which brings us to part 2, the power of privacy.
Look, in today's hyper-connected world, true privacy has become incredibly rare. But if you pay attention, you'll notice that many highly successful people intentionally keep large parts of their personal lives completely offline. Why? Well, because not everything valuable needs an audience. Psychological research actually suggests that constantly performing your personal moments and sharing them can sometimes reduce the emotional satisfaction of experiencing them. Some memories just become so much more meaningful when they're actually lived rather than performed for a camera.
And this brings up the whole dynamic of quiet confidence versus constant proof. Confident people usually don't feel the burning need to prove to the world that they're successful. If someone is constantly posting their expensive cars or luxury vacations, sure, they might just genuinely enjoy sharing it, but sometimes it can also reflect a deeper desire for approval. Meanwhile, people with quiet confidence, they just let their real, tangible lives speak much louder than their social media ever could.
Let's move on to part 3, avoiding social comparison.
This is where we have to confront the real danger of the infinite scroll. Every single time you scroll, your brain automatically starts comparing your behind-the-scenes reality to someone else's highlight reel. Someone looks richer, happier, more successful. The antidote to this trap is what psychologists call mindful presence. It just means fully experiencing a moment in real time. Imagine 2 people watching a gorgeous sunset. One person spends 10 frantic minutes trying to capture the absolute perfect photo for their feed. The other person simply stands there, breathes, and watches. Who do you think actually enjoyed that sunset more? People who post less spend more time experiencing life rather than documenting it.
And stepping back creates this powerful cascading effect on your mental health. It's a pretty straightforward progression. Step 1, you reduce how often you post and document. Step 2, because you're stepping away from the highlight reel, you naturally reduce how much you compare your life to others. And step 3, that leads directly to lower stress, less anxiety, and significantly better overall well-being. It is a clear, step-by-step path to peace of mind.
Next up, part 4, prioritizing real relationships.
Stepping back from social media doesn't just affect you internally, it impacts your closest circle too. I want to challenge you right now. Think about your absolute closest friend in the world. Do you really need to post a selfie with them every single week to prove to the internet that your friendship exists? Probably not. Strong connections don't grow through likes and views. They grow through real conversations, shared experiences, and mutual trust. People who keep their personal lives private choose to pour their finite energy into these real-world foundations rather than chasing online attention.
Which brings us to part 5, finding your balance.
So, does all this psychology mean that posting photos is inherently a bad thing? Absolutely not. There is nothing wrong with sharing memories. So the crucial point is really about figuring out your intention. You've got to ask yourself, why are you posting? Is it to inspire others, to genuinely connect with family and friends, to save memories, or are you doing it to seek approval from strangers? The why behind your post makes all the difference in the world.
And that leads us to a pretty hard-hitting realization. The richest memories stay off camera. The happiest people you will ever meet aren't always the loudest ones online. Sometimes the absolute strongest confidence is totally silent. And the absolute best moments of your life are the ones you fully, deeply experience instead of trying to prove they happened.
So, I want to leave you with this final question to think about. Do you post often, or do you prefer keeping your life private? Take a second to think about your own habits, your intentions, and what's really driving them. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this Psychology Explainer, be sure to subscribe for more explainers that dive deep into how the human mind really works. Because understanding your mind, well, that's the very first step to changing your life.